guys, what's going on? Kunal here from a beautiful Tulum Beach, Mexico. I'm here with my staff and my team doing some work and planning our year-end or year starting plan for 2018. But I wanted to make a video for you guys to show you how to make money while you're traveling. Today I made over $3,000 just taking 2 different trades first thing in the morning. One of the keys to traveling and trading is to have a very focused watch list, and then when you see the opportunity, hammer them. First thing I did when I made my watch list this morning, I had 6 names, and I took all the names off and concentrated down to 2. Because when you're traveling and trading, your Wi-Fi is going to be slow, and your attention span is going to be minimal because you're going to want to get outside. So what I do is I narrow down my list and get focused, and I take and hammer only the best setups that I do. So I made a trade today on how I nailed Overstock.com for over $2,000. Guys, this stock has had an incredible run, but I saw a unique pattern today that I knew for sure was going to be a winner. So I took that thing in the morning and rode it for a couple hours, and then I was done. Guys, stay tuned to this video and learn this pattern. It's a must learn. Hey guys, what's going on? Kunal here. Sorry if my Wi-Fi's a little bit fuzzy or the picture's coming in fuzzy. We're over here in Tulum, Mexico, and I'm literally operating like 2 megabytes per second, if not less, on Wi-Fi. But that's all you really need to trade. And I'm really pumped to talk about this trade with you guys because I do some of my best trading on vacation. And so we've been here for the last 2 weeks, you know, snorkeling and kayaking every day, but still trading in the mornings. And one of the things to remember about traveling and trading that a lot of people forget is that it can be an advantage if you use your time properly. Meaning that when you travel and trade, as long as you can stick to your best setups and have a really short watch list, what will happen is that your trades will be really focused and you won't have to sit at the computer all day, but you'll have a prime time focus in what you're trying to do. So like yesterday, because our Wi-Fi is so slow, what I ended up doing is I had a list of 10 stocks that I was watching, and I said, you know what? I don't think my TC2000 is going to run all these charts, you know, because I was running at such a slow Wi-Fi. And so I ended up narrowing my list down to 3 names. And what I did was I picked the 3 best stocks, and I just focused solely on those. And I realized something that was awesome. It was like when you're watching just a handful of names, you hunt for just the perfect entry, right? You're not just rushing from trade to trade or entry to entry because you have all this stuff going on. And I see that a lot with my new students, that paralysis by analysis that happens in trading. And so it was a great lesson that reinforced something that I already knew, but it's always good to just learn it again and again. And so I took this trade in OSTK, and you can see over here, I call these trades out live in our chat room. I'm trading live even on video in front of everybody every day. Look at you. See how long it takes just to load these things. So you can see I only took 2 trades yesterday, right? I only on OSTK using just a really simple setup here that I use quite often. So if you look at the chart on OSTK, my TC2000 takes a second to load, but don't worry about that. So you can see what happened with OSTK is that it's been on this beautiful trender, and the other day, like, it broke under its MAs, and it started to remount here its MAs. And so when it starts to remount your moving averages, to me that signals that it's going to make a move back to highs. And so I'm hunting for an intraday setup to get into this. And so I use a really, really simple HOD setup on this, meaning that you can see the end of the day, it ran into 4 p.m. at 78. And so the day I'm trading this, you can see right off at the bat at the open, it dropped down to $76, just real quick. And what ends up doing is when it drops like that, it just comes back into support on its moving averages on the daily. So that support gets held and bought up. And so once it holds at its MAs here and you get this green candle, all I'm doing is waiting for the 9 EMA to curl up under it to provide support. And then as you start to break the previous day's high, just such a simple setup that you guys can all do, I'm taking this thing long. So I took this thing long at 78 bucks. I put my stop loss right under the 9 EMA, and literally this thing shredded like $4 in like 10, 15 minutes. And then, you know what? We're pretty much done for the day. I'm scaling out along the way. And, you know, later on, it kind of had a nice run. But most of my money was made in that initial pop. And it's just using such a simple setup. Daily chart, right? At the open, you get the dip. You hold at your MAs. And when you take out the previous day's highs, bam, you're in for a simple setup that could take just 10 to 15 minutes. Now, one thing to remember is when you're trading at the open, an opening setup is just made for the open, right? So that's a opening setup. And so what I'm doing is taking that trade and I'm only holding it for the open, right? I won't marry it and hold it all day. That's just not my style. If I can make $4 in 15 minutes or $5 in 3 hours, I'm always going to take the $4 trade and then move on to something else or just be done for the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Feel free to leave me any comments. We've been having a lot of fun in our stock trading chat room, and I know you guys are starting to miss me on, you know, our YouTube lives. I did miss a couple as we've been traveling, but we're getting back into the schedule. Our stock trading boot camp has kicked off last week, and we're having a great time in there. Paul just finished his classes on swing trading, and I'll be back at 8 p.m. live today in class. So I look forward to seeing so many of you guys there, as you guys always show up and support me. I appreciate it, guys, and hope you guys learned something. Take care.